Hello and welcome to the Touch of Touche. Today I want to demonstrate a layout that I'm going to be doing with using the cartridge Country Life. Country Life had a ball of yarn, actually a couple of balls of yarn with some knitting needles on it, and I am a knitter, and I wanted to use some photos that I had taken quite a few years back and put them on my layout page. So let's get started. I want you to know that I cut out everything that I'm using today. I used it from the same cartridge. My words for the title is the nitty gritty. I'm looking at it through the camera and it looks blue and black, but actually the colors are purple and black, so that's quite interesting. I want to show you what my layout is going to look like before we get started. The nitty gritty was cut at 3 inches on the same cartridge. I also cut out the ball of yarn that I'm going to be using, and I'm going to go ahead and get started with my overlay that I want to put on top of that, which will be the second ball. Wanted to do that online so you can see how I do that. I always use wax paper to protect my work surface or anything else I might be trying to protect. Wax paper works great. The pen I'm using is a glue pen from Martha Stewart. It's a ballpoint pen style, and it works quite well for the intricate or the small areas that you want to use when you're gluing on a project. Okay, so we got that part done. Let's set that aside. I want to also go ahead and glue this large ball of yarn that I also cut out. It's quite interesting. This was cut at 3 inches, so let's go ahead and get this one ready. I try to use most of my time pre-assembling so I don't make a very long video, because if you're like me, you like to watch the constructive videos, but you also don't want to spend your whole afternoon watching it. So I'm going to work with this as rapidly as I can because this glue will dry quickly. We want it to be a little tacky though, so that's a good thing. And got that part. Now we want to attach it to the ball, and I'll try to be as precise as I can, and voila, how about that? Got it the first time out. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, we're going to set that aside. Now the photos that I'm working with, I have four photos with pictures of me when I went to a garage sale. Well, actually it was a parking lot sale that they had going on. They had lots of yarn on sale, so that's a photo of me back in the day. And we're going to put that one, lay that one down to see how we want that to look. Here's a sweater that I hand knitted that I made for my mom. I want to lay that down. Here's a sweater jacket that I made. That was quite popular for me to wear a few years back. And then here's another photo of another sweater I made for my daughter. Hope all of this is showing up quite well on the camera. And then that's where my journaling is going to go. It just says these photos were taken at least 17 years ago. The main craft at that time, or my main craft at that time, was knitting, and I still do a little knitting from time to time. All of these sweaters are from my knitting needles, and it was purchased at a yarn shop down in Laguna Beach called the Yarn Lady, who recently, she retired, but her shop has been taken over by another proprietor. Okay, so I'm going to pop up these balls of yarn. I want them to stand out a little bit. That's pretty much how my layout is going to look. See if I can pan around and let you see a little bit more of what it looks like. And now I'm going to place my photos. I always like to do a I'm sorry if I'm moving the camera too much. I always like to do like a pre-layout so I can get a visual. of what my space is going to look like. So the first thing I think I want to do is I want to go ahead and I want to take the title, and I don't know if I want to pop it or not. I'm thinking it might be a good idea. Well, until I make up my mind, let's go ahead and lay down the photos, okay? So since I've already got it where I want them, it's okay if I can just go ahead and use my ATG gun. Those of you who have these, don't you just love them? Tell you what I mostly do most of the time, I don't ever want to be without my ATG gun, and I don't ever want to be without any tape. So whenever there's a 50% off coupon for Michaels, that's right, I take advantage of it. And I go in and I buy from different Michaels, of course, and make sure that I get stock up on it. And then we want to put my title there, so that turn came out well. I'm going to put the last photo, I mean not the last photo, but the photo that's at the bottom. Move these out of the way. Sometimes tape wants to do its own thing, so what you do is kind of hold back a little bit from rolling with it. And we're going to place this last photo right down here. Oops. Pull that up. I want to move my paper up a little, and I think we're just going to make it. Let's just see where I'm placing that. Alright, and over here, actually I'm using this as a guideline for where to place my photos. We want to go ahead and let's lay down photo number 3. Okay, again, having all kinds of fun here. If you pick it up quickly, you shouldn't have a problem with peeling it off. Okay, and I want to place that right in there. Alright, and then the last photo, move the paper up so you can see it. By the way, the background, I don't know what color it's showing on the camera, but it's almost like a grayish blue, a real faded out blue. I have enough colors going on with the sweaters, and I didn't want to add to that, so. And we're going to place this one right about there. Great. Now what we want to do is we want to pop up our yarn. And what I have here is some foam tape. Bought this at the last craft show I went to in Ontario. Was it Ontario that I went to in March? I believe it was. I want to place that on there. Oh, you know what? It was not Ontario. I take that back. It was at the Anaheim Convention Center. That's right. Well, I go to them all the time, so forgive me if I forgot which one I was at when I bought it. But yeah, stock up on it. There's this place that sells them for like $2. And I'm telling you, you stock up on things like this, they really come in handy. This way you can cut the pieces as wide as you want, long as you want. And what I'm going to do is purposely pop these so they do kind of lay over on the photo, which is okay, because that's just the way yarn is. It's all over the place when you're working with it. And then pop this one, and I want to put that one right about there in between those two. Wonderful. So I still haven't decided if I want to go ahead and pop the title, but you know what? I think I will. How about that? On the back side, we have a pretty enough large spot, and using the tape to pop it with, I can cut the pieces the way I want. These scissors are not working really well for me. I normally use my others. Let's see. Get another pair here. There we go. And place that one there. And I think across that area there, one piece might be great to use. And you can pop that. And put that one down there. Guess what? We're almost done. Always helps when you have a plan. Right, ladies? And some gentlemen are out there. They're into the scrapping world too, so I don't want to discount them. All right. Only thing to do now is to peel and stick, right? So we want to take our little labels off, or our sticker backing off. By the way, the lettering on this nitty gritty, it was, like I said before, it was cut at 3 inches. And what I did is I also used the shadow cut. So that Country Life cartridge, I am so enjoying it. And there's our nitty gritty. And I'm going to move my page down so you can see, and move the camera up a little bit more, and I should be able to place that right in there and just press down. So there you have it, my craft friends. This is my layout for the nitty gritty, to show off some of my other craft talents that I have. I hope you got inspired by my layout, and for those of you who knit, I hope that you were inspired by some of my work that I do. This is just a handful of the knitting that I do. Again, I do want to thank you for taking time to stop by. Touch of Touche. Make it a great one, and keep those creative minds working. Bye.